I thought it may be interesting to show. When I started, this was the floppy disk, the first floppy disk that I had to start installing, and then we moved to this kind of a disk, and now we are in a memory stick. So that's my evolution in ICC over the years. So there are plenty of good memories and things I can recollect.
Well, I remember the first time I entered UNICC base in Valencia. I thought it was like a movie. Satellites, call center, monitors everywhere, the data center. I was really impressed, and I felt like a really responsibility, a big responsibility behind all this.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to visit Valencia twice, which I liked a lot. There's this whole community of cats, and people taking care of the cats, people feeding the cats, and everybody that comes there. Special thing, that it's not all about business, but the cats are even being taken care of. And I will never forget that. When I think Valencia, I always say, how are the cats?
When I was working in application support, and the most nice experience that I have is one of this person came to Valencia for training. I met her, and the big heart that she gave me, it was like amazing. Why? It's the first time that I saw her, but she was so happy because I was helping her in some of the incidents that we have during that days. And it's really proud of that at the end, it's not only working, and it's not only computers, it's also something else. There is something behind.
Like on a Friday, end of the day, when everyone, was leaving to start the weekend, if we would see someone of our colleagues stuck because of an emergency, because of a system being down, we would just stop, ask what's going on, and see if we can help, and just take off our coat, put down our bag, pull a chair, and sit next to the person and start working together to fix the issue.
We were doing a desktop migration project. So we had 600 desktops to migrate, and we needed to do a migration. The customer had insisted that we do a big bang migration one weekend, 600 desktops one weekend. And there's only 2 or 3 of us from ICC working on the project. So I called out for volunteers, who would be willing to work this weekend to just help us. It was a very manual process to do it. We'd reinstall the machine, and sorry, we were doing a physical change of machine as well, ripping the old machine out, putting a new one in. And I just got flooded. We had the whole network team were there, basically acting as PC technicians. We had all people from all over the organization. ICC was much smaller at the time, but everybody jumped in and worked through the weekend to make it happen. Monday morning, the customer came in, all the users came back into the building. Perfect. I mean, we had a few incidents, but almost nothing. It was just magic. It was really good. It took us.
Another project was perhaps ISO 20000 implementation that I'm very proud of, because actually was a way how UNICC demonstrate when we want to, we can actually change even our culture.
The one that really, I will keep it in my heart, it was actually UNICC contributing to a UN day in Brindisi in the theater, and playing a song with Marco and Darko at the time, and probably some other now, probably Angelo was there as well, playing in front of 2,000 people there. Give Peace a Chance of John Lennon, and it was very nice. If you read the words, you will understand why.
For example, ski trips or long nights covering critical incidents, having pizza at midnight while working. And many funny, for example, 2 blind colleagues trying to find out which of 2 devices in a cluster were wrong or failing because of the light. And I don't know if you are aware, but getting to the base in Valencia is sometimes very challenging. And I remember the first day, there were many works on the road those days, and they changed the way to get to the base. And I would say that more than the half of the workers there, we got lost, and we took the way to Madrid because we were not able to take the right way to the office. So we were all late. And that was a funny one in Valencia.
Yeah, it was especially at the beginning the training aspect, because with these all these applications which people never had heard about, word processing, people didn't know what it was. They knew what typewriter were, but not word processing like now everybody knows was Word, and before we had Word Perfect, but at that time word processing, email never existed. So when I was teaching these, was something completely new, and at that time we used a word processor called Wilbur. I don't know if you have heard about it. And what is so nice, now I have even friends and people who I meet sometime. Oh, do you remember some 45 years ago, you were called Mr. Wilbur because I was teaching Wilbur, and they still remember it. This is a nice memory.
Again, this is outside of work, but it's part of traveling with ICC. We went to a karaoke bar in the evening, and my colleague and I decided to get up and sing. And it was really crowded. So some of the ICC people were all the way in the back, and they wanted to get closer so they could watch us sing. And they were like pushing their way through, and a fight broke out. So everybody talks about, remember the time Michelle started a fight in a karaoke bar, which I really didn't, but it was just one of those funny things. I mean,
another time when we first arrived in Brindisi, I shared an office with this one guy, and he's from Sarajevo. And, of course I mentioned, hey, my wife's from there as well. So we started talking, and, kind of left it at that. My wife came to pick me up, so I introduced them. And so they started talking. And, he said, oh, I lived in this section of the town. And my wife goes, oh, my cousin lived in that section. Oh, really? What building? Oh, it's in this building. What's your cousin's name? So my wife told him. They were best friends growing up. The war happened, they got separated, and they didn't know where each other was. So my wife was able to kind of bring the two together. So, you never know what you're going to see and what you're going to do or who you're going to meet in ICC. So it's really a lot of opportunity and a lot of fun that way.